Hamza Soham, Hamza Soham Ekam, Hamza Soham, Hamza Soham, Hamza Soham Ekam, Hamza Soham. Hamza Soham, Hamza Soham Ekam, Hamza Soham, Hamza Soham, Hamza Soham
Namaste, Krishnaji. There are times when we find ourselves caught in attitude. How to suppress or control it?
Like arrogant attitude?
Yes.
See, every youth has attitudes, and that's part of growing up. As you are growing up, attitudes are there. But attitudes, to make it more precise, is judgments. You constantly judge the other. So you judge, this is right, this is wrong, this is the way it needs to be, this is the way it should not be, this must be done, this must not be done, this should have happened, this should not have happened, this person should not have spoken to me this way, must be speaking to me this way. So it is a constant process of judgment that is happening in your mind. And when your judgment becomes a lot, you have too many attitudes or too many perceptions. Now, when a particular kind of attitude becomes very obsessive, you need to bring awareness to that. That is, for example, many of you here or some of you here might have an attitude of seeing everything in a negative light. "Ah, what is this? There's nothing great about it. Okay, let me do it tomorrow. Oh, how can this person be good? No, if this person is good, this person is just acting." Seeing everything in a negative light. That is an attitude. There's another attitude where you feel very inferior, very superior, and put everybody else down. Try to put everybody else down so that you can feel superior. So, commenting on their looks, commenting on their intelligence, commenting on their language. So, all this is judgments. Unfortunately, human beings, and especially in your age, you grow up with a lot of judgments. Now, when you have too many judgments, there is no relationship. If you keep on judging, can you relate? It's impossible to relate, right? So understand that you need to move beyond attitude into what is real. Because attitudes and judgments are not real. And when you get stuck to one judgment, you stop seeing the truth. The person might have actually changed. The situation might have actually changed. Things could be actually getting better. But since you're stuck to this judgment, you will never see the truth. So understand that when you have an attitude and a judgment, you are stuck in life. If, for example, you think that what I am studying in the classroom is enough for me to be successful, you come to that attitude. 6 hours a day, I'm going to college, I'm attending, I'm sincere, writing my homework, all that stuff. Enough. This is more than enough. I'll be able to conquer anything in life. Now, if you're stuck to that attitude, believe me, there are students who are studying 19 hours a day. In India, in Korea, in China, in America, in Europe, there are kids who want to become world leaders and they are like studying like anything. They study everything. They just don't leave from the classroom studying what is left there. They go to the library, gain their knowledge, gain their wisdom because they want to be one notch above everybody else. Now, if you're stuck in this attitude, what's going to happen to you? Understand that the only way you will be successful today is when you have a spectrum of knowledge, a spectrum of wisdom, and an understanding of what's happening in the world. For that, you must read a lot, you must interact a lot, you must have your general knowledge expanded. If you do that, then you're not stuck in an attitude, you're not judging, and you're not stuck in life. For example, girlfriend and boyfriend. Let's say the boy hurt the girl or the girl hurt the boy, right? Horrible person. I will punish this person. However nice he is to me, next 10 days, I will not talk. I will not respond to the messages. I will teach him a lesson, or I'll teach her a lesson. It's an attitude. Though the person is changing and has realized he or she has done something wrong, but you are stuck to this attitude. So understand, when you are stuck to a perception and an attitude or a judgment, you have stopped progressing in life. You have stopped growing in life. You have stopped changing in life. Your world becomes that world. That attitude and that judgment is your world. And you are in that shell. You are a prisoner of that attitude. And once you become a prisoner of that attitude, you are the prisoner. And life is a jail. You're not experiencing life at all. So you have to break free of these attitudes. You have to break free of judgments. You must have a mind that is open to learning, open to change, open to understanding. And you must take life as an adventure. Life is not going to be the way you want it to be. Life will be the way it wants to be. You have to become adventurous, like in the maze trying to solve the problem, like in a forest trying to find your way. That is life. If you can become adventurous and you can train your mind to become adventurous, solving problems, then life will be fantastic. You will be the ruler of your life. But if you're going to think, no, I want my life to be in this particular way and I'm going to make it happen, then no. That's an attitude. So contemplate that's why meditation is important. In meditation, bring attention to what kind of attitudes and judgments you have about others and in life, and see if those judgments are really true, and then change it. Then you're flowing with life and you become very successful.
Sri Krishna ji, how to draw a line between a healthy comparison and a toxic one?
See, there is no mandatory rule that you should compare. Okay, so but you must understand the nature of the mind. Okay, just like you understand how a heart functions, how a brain functions. One of the natures of the mind is to compare. It's born with comparison because it's conditioned, I would say. It's conditioned to compare because your parents compare, your uncles and aunts have compared you, the system compares. Whatever you see on social media is constant comparison, and everywhere there is something that's projected which is better than you. Always, when you start looking at life, you always see that there is something better, and you're always someone who is inferior. How much ever you might have achieved in life, there's always something better. That post keeps moving. So comparison is created so much in the society because ultimately it's comparison that makes economy flourish. You want something that someone else has it, or you want it because you want to feel good about it. So I want that. So comparison is the nature of the mind. Now, can you conquer this comparison? Yes. You can conquer this comparison when you are clear about what you want in life. When you are clear about your purpose in life, when you are clear about your goals in life, and most importantly, when you are healed within. All comparison comes from hurt. Someone or something has hurt you and made you feel low, made you feel inferior, made you feel you are not good enough. And when you feel you're not good enough as a student, as a doctor, as a husband, as a wife, as a child, then that comparison has taken strong roots within you. You start comparing. So you need to heal from that. There is nothing called healthy comparison because once you have a purpose in life, you know where to go. So there is no healthy comparison. All comparison is bad. There is a big thing of role model, right? Role model is a healthy comparison. But you start off with a role model and then you are way behind that role model. And then unfortunately you go into again stressful state because you're unable to keep up with that role model. So understand that there's no healthy comparison. All comparison is unhealthy. But you can have your goals and you can learn from others. You can always learn what did that person do to get there. That is something that you can learn so that you can get there. But if you're going to feel, okay, that person has that and I want that at any cost, then you are in the wrong direction. So every one of you here, if you want to conquer comparison, become very clear about what you want. Comparison arises when you're not clear about what you want. When you're confused, you fall into comparison. And believe me, understand this, that each and every one of you in this room are unique. You are completely unique. So you cannot be like the other. Never ever try to be like the other. Your parents, your grandparents, your ancestors, they were all different. All that today science says that 3 generations of information flow into your cells. That is, you carry the information in your cells of your parents, your grandparents, and great-grandparents. That is science today. So you are very unique, she is very unique, everybody is very unique. You cannot become like the other. Have that understanding and become very clear of what you want. And keep going back to that place again and again. This is what I want. And through learning and understanding, that want can change, but it should not change completely, but it can become better.
Hello, Shri Krishna ji. High expectations from oneself and parents stresses us. How can we avoid this?
High expectations are good, but it must come from a place of loving it, not from a place of parents telling you or society telling you or you comparing yourself with something. What is high expectation? You making $1 billion a year is satisfying to you? Where is the ceiling? Where is the limit? There's no limit, right? Even if you make $1 billion a year, Elon Musk is going to be still richer than you. Okay? So it is not that at all. You keep your expectations where you want to keep it, from the perspective of 1, you loving it, 2, from what you're really capable of. Okay? I coming here cannot get inspired I should become a doctor. I'm not capable of becoming a doctor. Okay? So understand that first is loving what you're doing, and then raise your bars. So if you can do that, nothing like that, and talk to your parents. No, I think one of the biggest problems we see in society is a lack of communication that happens. And that lack of communication is happening because there is this tendency, oh, they won't listen to me. It's a very hard communication. But I feel that if you have the strength to keep telling them that this is what it is, I think that there'll be a point where they will listen. Or make them do a soul sync meditation. Their brain will come to alpha and then they will listen. Key is you become clear. And as I told again, every one of you are special. You are special. There is no question about that. So why do you want to feel inferior? You can only feel inferior by the external. See, every human being experiences inferiority by comparing through looks, by comparing through intelligence, wealth, what else? So relationships, friends, all this. That will always be different to everybody. It can never be the same, So have this understanding. You are unique in your own way. And you need to find what that is. And you need to become a compassionate, loving human being and love what you're doing. And raise your bars in that. Become expert in that. Become master at one thing. And if you can become a master at one thing, you'll be superb. So keep those expectations in a sensible way. Not in a way that is not practical. Right? So you have to be very, very clear what is practical and what is it that you can achieve. You have only 15 hours in a day. And in those 15 hours, probably only 5 hours a day where you can give your 100%. I'm saying 5 hours is a lot. People only give 1 hour. So what can you do in that 1 hour? So be practical about it. And as you keep achieving your goals, keep increasing it. That is life. You can keep moving forward. And there you will slip back. Life is always moving 10 steps forward, slipping back 8 steps, but you have moved 2 steps. That is life. But some people fall back 8 steps and then they fall back another 8 steps. Then that's a problem. Okay? See, life is going to be challenging. It is going to be hard because things are not in our control. Say, what is in our control? Nothing is in our control. Spirituality is different from religion. Okay? Be very, very clear. Spirituality is about your inner world, going within and finding ways to be free of your stressful states. Religion is very, very different, where you surrender to God, you ask for a miracle, a blessing, all that stuff. That is different. This is different.